Hi everyone and welcome back. This is Michelle with She Lit the Way. I have another pick a card reading for you, and this one is going to be on your throat chakra. What are you holding in? What are some of the blockages you may be having at this time concerning speaking your truth? So let's go ahead and get started. This is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. So take a moment and think about your throat chakra and the issues you may be having as far as blockages, things that you need to say, parts of you that you need to heal. And we are going to get started with pile number 1. Okay, so this is pile number 1, your throat chakra, and what blockages you may have at this time. So let's get started. We have King of Pentacles. He's the money man. 4 of Swords. I believe these cards are called the Crystal Tarot. 4 of Wands. The Fool. Okay, so this is what's hanging out in your throat chakra. It looks as though you need to speak up to someone, maybe possibly a love interest, a new relationship. But it appears as though you're not talking to this person or you're not expressing your feelings to this person. There's a lot of energy surrounding this in the feelings department, so it definitely looks as though you're very interested. And it's like you're in this holding pattern with being able to vocalize. So maybe it's not the right time, or we do have the Fool, so it looks like you just might jump right on into the situation, and maybe it's you asking this person out. So with the 4 of Swords, this is that waiting energy. So you have your eye on someone and you're not speaking up about it, but it does look like you're going to take that leap of faith and see what can happen. So the response to this blockage is your third eye chakra. So that's interesting. It's interesting because it's almost like your intuition or your clairvoyant abilities actually really can picture yourself with this person. And I think that is what shifts you into this Fool energy, because literally you can see the situation and how it plays out. Okay, and then the last 3 cards are what can help. So we have the World card. This, I think, is embracing the situation because it seems to have all of the elements that you're looking for. And also with the third eye chakra, this to me speaks of other dimensions. So maybe you feel as though you have a past life with this person, and you probably feel as though you cannot speak about that with him. He's a very practical person. So, but like I said, it's almost like you can see you guys together. Then we have the Page of Air, which goes along with this Fool energy where you're taking that leap of faith. You're totally opening up and vocalizing. So you are definitely going to get to that point where you do open up, you do express. And then with the Page of Water, this is the quirky side of you. So to me, I think this card is saying what you can do to help the situation along is just Be your true self. Don't hide any aspects of you. Now, there's certain times where you can bring out certain things about yourself that you've kept close to your heart or private. You know, there's a time for that kind of thing. But as far as your spirituality and stuff, don't hide that, because look how unique she looks, and she's just really quirky, and that's you. So you need to express yourself in your most authentic way. Okay, that is it for reading number 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Okay, let's go on to reading number 2. So if you chose pile number 2, this is your reading for your throat chakra. What blockage may you have in your throat chakra at this time? Let's see. So we have the High Priestess, the Emperor, the Seven of Cups, and the Hermit. Okay, so for group number 2, this looks like you're keeping quiet about a love connection. So with the High Priestess and the Emperor, these are two both very powerful, mature people. And then we have the Seven of Cups and the Hermit, which is almost like you're saying to this guy, there's so many opportunities for us. Look at all the different opportunities for us. We could have so much fun together. We would blend spiritually together. Okay, and it's almost like you are going, look, can't you see all the different opportunities? It's like you want to shed light on this relationship, on all the beautiful things that you guys could have together. So you are keeping quiet about this. It's almost like, I feel like, almost like you guys are really good friends, and what you're holding back and not saying is, we would work very well together, because you see so many aspects of yourself that would blend with his aspects and the same. And it's like you're really lighting the way and wanting to inform him of this and show him how many different ways you guys can be good together. Okay, and then the next card is the response, basically, to speaking up. Fulfillment of wishes. So this appears as though this love relationship, if you were to vocalize it to him and maybe share with him all the different ways you guys could, you know, work together, work out together spiritually, just things that you have in common, if you illuminate those for him, then it looks like there's going to be fulfillment of wishes. You just have to actually speak. Okay, and the next 3 cards are what can help. So we have the 8 of Water, we have love, and we have the Messenger of Air. So with the love card, it's like that intertwining energy. So what can help you is when you have this open and honest discussion with this person that you obviously have feelings for, it feels like when you're speaking to him, it's almost like an embrace. And because you already know him, the situation is more relaxed. So you're able to speak in a clear way, a soft way, a guided way. With the Eight of Water, I feel as though this is you taking the pause and waiting for the perfect opportunity. It's almost like you come bearing gifts. And again, with the Seven of Cups also, all the different ways that we will work together and be together. So it's like that's really illuminated in this reading. So once you speak up, it's almost magical. And then the Messenger of Air, you're going to get every bit of everything that you want as far as a relationship with this person. This is a very mature relationship. This is a blissful relationship. This is also a very spiritual union. This could also represent maybe a soulmate relationship. Like I said, with the maturity level of both of you, the spiritual aspects. Okay, so that is it for your reading number 2. And we're going to go on to reading number 3. So if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. Let's see what your blockages could possibly be in your throat chakra, or what you need to work on. So we have Justice, Ten of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and Four of Pentacles. Okay, so right off the bat, I almost feel a couple different situations here. The first situation would be you're having a tough time speaking up concerning something to do with your job. Maybe asking for a raise, asking for that promotion, asking for a different job within the company that might allow you to have more money and more stability. So that is one thing that I see. Another thing happens to be an inheritance with Justice next to the Ten of Pentacles. This is making me think of a chunk of money coming in for you. That can be through an inheritance, that could be through, lottery winning, that could be through taxes or whatever. But definitely what you need to speak up about and what is blocking you at this time has to do with money, and something about it being very fair and just. So here's a response for when you speak up. So love begins. So it's like as soon as you speak up about this situation, it looks like it's going to be very fruitful for you. Love begins. Your emotions go back to feeling light again. Energy starts flowing. And the last 3 cards are what can help you at this time. Okay, so we have the Messenger of Fire, the King of Earth, Messenger of Earth, and 5 of Air. Okay, if this happens to be, if it's a job situation that you're not speaking up about, it's almost like you are in competition with someone. So this would be you, very reserved, very defensive almost. And then look at her. She's more open, she's more self-confident. So maybe you go from being closed off to more self-confident, and then that brings in the energy that you need. There's also some wisdom available to you, whether it be by co-workers that say, if you speak to this person about wanting a raise, and if you do it in this kind of way, they're more apt to listen to you. So other co-workers can give you pointers, especially if they've been around longer than you. If this happens to be like an inheritance type situation of money. It feels very competitive. Maybe even people's feelings are getting hurt. Definite competition. And there's a guy in between. So definitely looks like an older gentleman who is kind of stepped in the middle of the situation to kind of hold it at bay. With this card, creativity is needed. I take that. And then also I see it's like a fine balancing act. Like you really have to be careful what you do and what you say so as not to offend. You seem to have a lot of guidance around you. So listening to your intuition, being very careful can help you with this situation. Yeah, it's like walking a tightrope for some of you. Some of you, it may be showing off your skills and your abilities, if this has to do with a job, if it has to do with a more emotional situation having to do with money coming in, then this is more the, walking the tightrope. Okay, so that is it for reading number 3. Thank you so much for watching. And then we are going on to reading number 4. So if you chose pile number 4, this is your reading. And this is about your throat chakra, what blockages you may have at this time and what you can do about it. So we have the 3 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, and the Devil. Okay, well, this is an interesting group for sure. So I feel as though this person, whoever has chosen pile number 4, probably has a very sharp tongue. So this may be something that you need to work on in the near future. From being hurt in the past, you have felt maybe all your life that you have been hurt unnecessarily, like mental abuse, people just speaking to you in the wrong way. And it feels like the energy of that has come at you all your life and you act this way now. But it's a situation that you are aware of, and I think that you want to improve upon. And I think with the 3 of Pentacles, this is you planting new seeds. This is you working on, maybe being a better person as far as being able to express yourself in a different way than what you had before. So we have the 10 of Swords, which is basically your words just cut like a knife. They are like daggers to the heart or any body part for that matter. And then with the Devil, I think it's just this lifelong energy blockage that is in your throat chakra that doesn't allow you to express in the most positive way. So a card of clarification, what's going to be happening, positive movement forward. Okay, so you may have this and you are well aware of being able to speak to people in a better way, a more creative, expressive way without the sharpness to it, without the negativity to it. You're really starting to pay attention to that now and work on it. And then the last 3 cards are what can help you. So we have, we have the Seven of Earth. Okay, so I'm also picking up sarcasm, which is perfectly fine. I mean, sarcasm can be so freaking funny. So you just have to do it in a different way than what you and how you would have said things before. So you don't have to get rid of your personality. You can be sarcastic and funny and, not hurt people's feelings. Oh, good. So we have the transformation card. And look at you, you're just spellbound by what's happening. But also look at the expression on her face. She's like kind of intrigued, but kind of like grumpy about this whole concept of maybe saying things in a different way. It's so funny. And definitely the Hanged Man. Okay. So with this one, I feel as though you're well aware of the situation, and I feel as though God is shaking this negativity out of your mouth. It's almost like he's flipped you upside down and has said, I've had enough of this little girl, and we need to get all this, bad energy out of your throat chakra and help you speak a little bit better as far as not so hurtful and not so sharp. Okay, and then we have the Five of Water. It's almost like this cleansing period of, being able to express yourself in a much better way. So instead of coming at people with a sharp, sarcastic, mean type way with a clipped tongue, it's going to be more of a cleansed, emotional, thinking about how this could affect the other person before you speak. I'm especially liking the Hanged Man card, where the intuitive message was God's turning you upside down to shake the shake the sassiness out of you. Now, don't get me wrong, you still keep your personality, you still keep your sassiness, you still keep your sarcastic side. You just take away the negativity. And you already know this. You already know this and see this about yourself, and you are wanting to change it, which is beautiful. Okay, so that is it for reading number 4. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is Michelle with She Lit the Way.